Hey there, this is Mike with the Drone Passport channel. Thank you as always for joining me for this video. I truly appreciate you taking the time to be able to join me. I have been attempting to record this video for a while, and I received an update that warrants discussion and inclusion in this video as well. So I'm going to discuss all of these items here in this video. I'm recording this video on July 22nd. So earlier today, the FCC officially voted to be able to close anti-loophole rules. And let's cover what those rules are. The first one is regarding logic-bearing components. And that is the FCC voted to prohibit authorizations for any devices incorporating internal logic-bearing hardware components produced by entities on the National Security Covered List, such as DJI. This prevents companies from disguising restricted internals inside a newly branded plastic shell or chassis. So what does this mean? This basically closes the loophole that SkyRover used a year ago when the X1 and the S1 were approved. It has been revealed through the research of a couple of individuals, Conrad Turbe and Kevin Finistar. Conrad discovered the shell companies that were tied to DJI, and Kevin uncovered the code inside the SkyRover drone, which is essentially tied to DJI. If SkyRover were to present both of these drones today, they would never be approved because of this new ruling. So any company that attempts to present a new drone, but it contains information or coding or what have you from a company on the covered list, it's not going to see the light of day. It's not going to get through. This could potentially impact the SkyRover V1 if it ever were to go through the approval channels. But again, that remains to be seen, and that's another topic for another time. So that's ruling number one. Ruling number two is mandated FCC ID listings on e-commerce platforms. The FCC formally clarified that marketing regulations apply to major online marketplaces such as Amazon and eBay. These platforms are now required to display publicly verified FCC IDs at the online point of sale, making it significantly easier to identify uncertified or shell company inventory. So let's break this down. Earlier, about a month or so ago, the Potensic Atom 3 was released to the rest of the world except here in the United States because of our ban of all foreign-made drones. But yet, there were some companies selling these drones, such as Amazon, and Amazon was selling these through a third-party vendor was selling these on Amazon. Well, now this third-party vendor is required to show the FCC approval number for this particular drone. Well, there's a slight problem with the Atom 3. It's never been approved by the FCC. Therefore, that sale is not going to be able to take place. Same thing with eBay. If you were to try to buy an Atom 3 through eBay, the person that you're purchasing it from or the vendor that you're purchasing it from should provide an FCC ID. They're not going to be able to do so. And that covers also the DJI Lido series that have been released. Now, granted, it's not for sale on Amazon, but you can certainly go to vendors on eBay who sell those. But again, they are required to have the FCC ID. That's a significant development, and it's going to certainly impact those people who want to test the gray market and be able to purchase these type of drones. More to come, I'm sure. All right. So now the news story that just got presented to me is regarding Amazon listings and marketplace squeeze. And this is something that was published earlier today by Drone DJ, that particular website, and industry analysis outlets that highlight that the FCC recent actions are actively creating a compliance hurdle for Amazon native brands SkyRover and Specta. Now, while existing listings have not yet been blanket removed by Amazon, the FCC's explicit targeting of these brands as pass-through intermediaries creates significant risk of upcoming delisting and import blocks. However, regulators reiterated that already purchased drones by consumers remain unaffected and legal to operate. I covered this in the video I had yesterday. If you have a SkyRover drone, it's not going to magically shut down. It will still continue to operate. But though the market listings for any SkyRover drones could disappear. Now, that's scheduled to occur after this 30-day waiting period or comment period, I should say, that the FCC has in place. So those drones are still available for purchase. And one of the comments I engaged with on my video from yesterday was the fact that keep your eye on the prices because they may drop significantly over the next few days, at least before this 30-day period expires. And the SkyRover X1 prices have returned to the Prime Day price at $719, and the S1 prices have also returned to Prime Day pricing as well. So again, keep your eye on those items as we go through this 30-day comment period. And then at the end of that 30-day period, that's when the decision will be made whether or not to pull the plug, or if the FCC is going to require companies to pull the plug from selling these drones on their websites or in stores. So something to keep in mind. I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but certainly not good news to say the least. I wish I could report something better, but unfortunately, the news that has been coming out lately has not been good at all. And that's unfortunate, as our options for purchasing new equipment are becoming thinner and thinner. Well, I want to say that there were many sources that provided me their information with regard to these two updates I've provided. I will provide those in the description. I forgot to do it in the video I did yesterday. I made a point to go back, especially since someone called me out saying, oh, you're just reading off information and you don't have anything to back it up. Well, I always keep my receipts and I always keep my sources, and I will share those sources in this video. So you can click on the links and go to the respective video or respective links to find the details of the stories that I'm covering. I'm an ex-journalism major, and the one thing that we always learned was produce your sources. If you're going to cite something, you have to provide your source. Also, for some reason, my 12th grade creative writing teacher is probably yelling down at me, produce your sources. Anyway, I digress. I apologize for going off track. But anyway, All right, well, that's going to conclude this video. Again, links will be provided in the description and also linked to the corporate chess video that I referenced earlier will be included as well. All right, in closing, I want to thank all the subscribers to the channel for being able to join me, and I certainly appreciate your patronage. I know over the past 24 hours, the subscriber numbers have gone through the roof by my standards, and I am absolutely flattered that so many people have decided to subscribe to this channel. In fact, we just cracked the 300 mark, which, again, you would think, no, it's going to take some time to do that, but I think that was done in less than a month. So thank you all for being a part of this, and I cannot thank you enough. And I hope you'll stick around and continue to follow me as I look at these stories and also review drones and conduct my own version of testing and what have you. And if you are not a subscriber, I invite you to join and be a part of this. And finally, if you could give me a thumbs up on my video, I would truly appreciate it. All right. You don't know how many takes I've done on this video and how many revisions I've had to make. But anyway, here we are, and it's finally over. And it's been a long day. Anyway, this is Mike from the Drone Passport channel. Thank you very much for joining me. Bye for now.